Okay, we're going to be talking about verbs with prepositions. And remember that prepositions are short words usually that are used to connect ideas. So, like to, from, of, things like that. And in Spanish, there are specific verbs that almost always go with specific prepositions. And there's not necessarily a way to remember this other than to just memorize it. And so, you're just going to have to be able to recognize the verbs and know which preposition they go to. You're just going to have to study it. Sorry, I wish there was an easier way. Of course, in Spanish means to. So these ones are kind of easy to remember because in English and Spanish, they pretty much mean the same thing. So, acostumbrarse a is to get used to or to get accustomed to. For example, me he acostumbrado a ser famosa, or I have become accustomed to, or I've gotten used to being famous. I was on House Hunters, just saying. Atreverse a, to dare to do something, or to be bold enough to do something. So él se atrevió a pedir su número. He dared to ask her phone number. Ayudar a, to help to. So, for example, ella me ayudó a dar de comer al perro. She helped me to feed the dog. And negarse, to refuse to, because you are negative. Ellos siempre se negaban a hacer la tarea. They always refused to do the homework. So these are pretty much always going to go with a. And then also don't forget about the personal a. So there's lots of other verbs that you have to use a with if you have a person as the object of your sentence. So for example, le di el lápiz a Miguel. I gave the pencil to Miguel. If you have a person, you always have to use the personal a as well. But these four verbs are pretty much always going to go with a. Then we have a list of these four verbs, which are always going to go with en. And remember, en in Spanish means in or on, and it doesn't necessarily mean that when with these verbs. So you just have to memorize that these go with en. So confiar en is to trust or to trust in somebody or something. So Harry Potter siempre confía en Dumbledore. Harry Potter always trusts Dumbledore or always trusts in Dumbledore. Consistir en is to consist of. So it does not mean in or on, to consist of. So la tarea consiste en un ensayo. The homework consists of an essay. Fijarse en is to notice or to fixate on. So Ron se fijó en el vestido de Hermione. Ron noticed or fixated on Hermione's dress. Pensar en, to think about. Pensábamos en ir a Cuba. We were thinking about going to Cuba. So all of these are pretty much always going to go with en, or when they do go with en, they mean these specific things. Okay, these verbs almost always go with con. And again, you just have to memorize what it means when it goes with con, because generally con means with, but not necessarily with these verbs. So, bastar con means to be enough to do something or for something. So, para ser buen estudiante, basta con estudiar. To be a good student, it is enough to study. Casarse con, to marry or to get married to somebody. Me casé con Rodrigo en 2013. I got married to Rod in 2013. Contar con, to count on. Siempre podía contar con mi abuelo. I could always count on my grandpa. Encontrarse con, to meet up with somebody or something. Me encontré con mis amigos en el cine. I met up with my friends at the movies. And soñar con, to dream about. I have dreamt about visiting Panama. He soñado con visitar a Panamá. So again, these are pretty much always going to go with con. And then there are verbs that almost always go with de. So acabar de, to just have finished doing something. So acabas de hacer la tarea. Did you just finish doing the homework? Acordarse de, to remember to do something or to remember about something. Se acordó de mandar la carta. He remembered or she remembered to send the letter. Alegrarse de, to be glad about or to be happy about. Nos alegramos de estar en clase. We are glad about or we're happy about being in class. Darse cuenta de, to realize something. Me di cuenta de que estaba quemada. I realized that I was burned. Encargarse de, to take charge of. So, él se encargó de pintar la puerta. He took on or took charge of painting the door. Enterarse de, to find out about. Nos enteramos del secreto. We found out about the secret. Terminar de, to finish doing something. So, voy a mi casa después de terminar de enseñar. I'm going to my house after finishing teaching, after I finish teaching. And tratar de, to try to do something. Siempre debes tratar de hacer tu mejor. You should always try to do your best. So, again, de usually means of or from, but when it's with these specific verbs, it means something different. And these specific verbs almost always go with de. So, you're just going to have to go through here and just you have to memorize the ones that go with a, the ones that go with en, the ones that go with con, and the ones that go with de. Thank you.